All right. So are you ready to dive into some dating advice?
Mm.
Well, maybe. I think that's what this sales page claims to be.
Mm.
It's called Attract Hotter Women
Okay.
by a guy named Brent Smith. And let me tell you, he's making some pretty bold promises here.
I bet.
Thousands of dollars for this program.
Wow.
Yeah. So is this like some revolutionary dating philosophy
Mm.
or just clever marketing? That's what we're going to
Yeah.
find
Well,
out.
right off the bat, what really jumps out at me is just how laser focused this page is, on a very specific audience.
Oh, yeah.
Men who are already successful, maybe even wealthy, but they still feel insecure about their dating lives.
Oh, interesting.
It's pretty clever
Yeah.
when you think about it, tapping into that gap between achievement in one area and then feeling inadequate in another.
Right, right. So we've got Brent Smith, our elite private coach.
Mm-hmm.
This guy apparently hangs out with millionaires in Monaco and flies private,
Nice.
practically dripping in luxury. But it's not just bragging rights, is it?
Oh, no, not at all. Think about it. If you're a wealthy guy who needs help with dating, you're probably not going to go to like some cheesy pickup artist seminar.
Right.
This whole presentation just oozes exclusivity. It's like, hey, even millionaires have dating problems, but I understand your unique struggle.
It's like that secret club.
Exactly.
Yeah. He even mentions discretion,
Right.
like it's some hush-hush high-end service.
Yeah.
He's really playing into the psychology of his target audience.
Oh, for sure.
Perfectly.
Mm.
But let's get down to the nuts and bolts here. What exactly is he selling?
Well, he's selling something he calls vibe.
Vibes?
Yeah, and that's where it gets really interesting. He's deliberately vague about what vibe actually is,
Mhm.
describing it as this almost like mystical state of being,
Okay.
this irresistible energy that women supposedly can't resist.
Okay, so he throws around words like natural energy and sexual spark. But come on, what does that even mean? I mean, is he talking about confidence? Is it just like repackaged charisma?
Well, that's the brilliant part.
Uh-huh.
The vagueness actually works in its favor.
Uh-huh.
He's essentially creating this blank canvas onto which men can project their own desires.
I see.
So they see vibe as the solution to whatever they feel is missing in their dating lives.
Oh, so it's whatever you want it to be.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's working because he's got these glowing testimonials. Guys claiming they went from zero to hero after learning Smith's methods. We got Michael, the software engineer who's now dating a model. Alex, who says women are suddenly approaching him.
Right. And notice how those testimonials hit all those different demographics.
Yeah, yeah.
The successful tech guy, the average Joe, it makes the program seem universally applicable.
Uh-huh.
Plus, the specifics of Michael being a software engineer
Oh, right.
adds a layer of believability and relatability.
Makes it real. Okay, so he's created this image of exclusivity, promised this vague but alluring solution, and then thrown in some compelling social proof. But is that enough to convince someone to shell out thousands?
Well, he doesn't stop there. He throws in classic scarcity tactics,
Of course.
like limited time discounts and dwindling spots.
Oh, yeah.
It's textbook loss aversion.
Yeah.
We're wired to avoid losses more than we crave gains, so that limited time offer feels extra tempting.
Totally.
You don't want to miss out on this life-changing opportunity.
Right. And then there's that money-back guarantee.
Uh-huh.
If you don't get at least 5 numbers from hot women after one night out, you get a full refund.
Wow.
Incredibly bold, almost audacious. It makes you wonder if he's that confident in his methods or if it's a calculated risk knowing most people won't actually ask for their money back.
It's likely a bit of both.
Yeah.
He's creating a safety net, reducing the perceived risk for the buyer. But what's fascinating is how he plays into male psychology here.
Oh, yeah. How so?
He knows his target audience wants results, and what better metric than cold hard numbers?
Yeah.
5 numbers becomes this tangible measure of success.
Right, right. All right. So far, we've got this charismatic coach, a mysterious promise, and some savvy marketing tactics. But let's get into the actual content of this program. What is this vibe technique, and does it have any merit?
Smith is clever, in how he positions this whole vibe thing. He dismisses those traditional pickup artist tactics.
Oh, yeah.
The negging, The cheesy lines, the body language tricks. He's like, that's all outdated.
Right.
Ineffective.
So he's setting himself apart,
Yeah,
claiming that his approach is something deeper, more authentic.
exactly.
But isn't vibe just another word for, well, those same things, like confidence, body language, the way you carry yourself?
It's possible, but by reframing it as a vibe,
Uh-huh.
he's tapping into something more intangible,
Okay.
almost spiritual.
Hmm.
He gives this example of observing a man, just effortlessly captivating a woman's attention, and it's not about what he's saying.
Right. He says the guy could be talking about anything, even nothing.
Right.
And the woman would still be completely enthralled. So it's about the energy you project,
Yeah,
the
it's-
unspoken communication.
Exactly. He's appealing to that desire for effortless attraction.
Right.
You don't need lines, you don't need tricks. You just cultivate this vibe,
Uh-huh.
and women are just magnetically drawn to you.
Magnetically drawn. Okay.
He even tells this story about a client
Oh, yeah.
who got hit on by a woman while he was on a Skype call at Starbucks.
What?
She practically threw herself at him.
Okay, that sounds a little far-fetched.
It does.
But I can see how these anecdotes would be persuasive.
Oh, absolutely.
He's planting this seed. Imagine women approaching you.
Right.
It plays into that fantasy of being so irresistible that you don't even have to try.
Exactly. And it's smart how he connects vibe to authenticity.
Okay.
He's not saying to fake it or pretend to be someone you're not.
Yeah.
He's saying embrace your individuality. Let your true personality shine through.
Right. He even says women can spot a fake a mile away and are drawn to genuineness above all else.
Yeah.
It's a clever way to frame it because who doesn't want to be seen as their authentic self?
Right. It's disarming. He's essentially saying, forget all that superficial stuff, just be you, but like the most magnetic version of you.
Okay, I like that.
And he hints at some techniques for achieving that,
Okay, like what?
like mastering the art of conversation, understanding female psychology, even specific phrases and gestures
Oh, really?
that supposedly trigger attraction.
So he's essentially promising a shortcut
Yes.
to charisma and connection.
Exactly.
And you know what? Even if some of it is hype, there might be some genuinely useful stuff in there.
Absolutely. Think about it. If this program encourages men to be more self-aware, to work on their communication skills, to understand the nuances of social interaction that's inherently valuable, right?
Yeah. I mean, even if you don't buy into the whole vibe thing,
Mm.
the focus on personal development and becoming a more confident, engaging person is something most people could benefit from.
Exactly. And remember, we're just looking at the sales page here.
Right.
The program itself might delve deeper into those aspects.
Yeah.
He could be offering concrete exercises or techniques for building confidence, improving social skills.
Okay, so let's talk about that money back guarantee again.
Okay.
5 numbers
Oh.
from hot women in one night.
Yeah.
How do you even measure that?
It's intentionally vague.
Right?
It creates this sense of, hey, if you're not happy, you've got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
But on a deeper level, it reinforces the idea that attracting women is a numbers game.
Uh-huh.
5 numbers becomes this quantifiable goal,
Yeah.
which can be appealing to a certain type of guy.
He's playing into that desire for validation,
Yes,
for tangible proof that you're successful with women.
exactly.
And you know what? For someone who's struggling with their dating life, that promise of concrete results might be incredibly alluring.
Absolutely. It's a brilliant marketing tactic, whether or not the actual content delivers on that promise. He's creating a sense of hope and possibility. It's like, hey, even if you've been striking out in the past, this program can change everything.
Okay, so we've got this mix of intriguing concepts, some potentially valuable advice, and a whole lot of clever marketing.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the ethical side of things?
Mm.
He's putting a lot of emphasis on attracting hotter women. Isn't that a bit superficial?
It definitely raises some questions. He's tapping into those primal desires,
Yeah.
that yearning for validation and status that comes with being seen with attractive women. But it also depends on how you interpret hotter.
That's true.
Right.
He could be talking about a certain energy, a confidence, a magnetism that transcends physical appearance.
Right.
Or he could be playing into those societal standards of beauty, reinforcing the idea that a man's worth is somehow tied to the attractiveness of the women he's with.
It's a delicate balance. And to be fair, he does emphasize authenticity and genuine connection. He's not advocating for using manipulative tactics or treating women as objects.
But there's definitely a risk that his message could be misinterpreted or used in a way that's harmful or disrespectful.
For sure.
It's something to be mindful of, even if the intention behind the program is positive.
Absolutely. It all comes down to the individual and how they choose to apply these teachings.
Right.
Ultimately, the power to attract and connect with others lies within each of us.
Yeah.
It's not about following a formula or adopting a persona,
Uh-huh.
but about cultivating genuine qualities that make us unique and desirable.
So even if you decide not to invest in a program like Attract Hotter Women, there are valuable lessons to be learned from observing how it's marketed and presented.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a reminder that presentation is everything, and that even the most outlandish claims can be made to sound appealing with the right packaging.
This sales page is a masterclass in marketing psychology.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating study in how to target a specific audience, create a sense of desire and agency, and ultimately persuade people to invest in a solution that promises to solve their problems.
It preys on our insecurities, our longing for connection and validation, our desire for easy solutions.
Yes.
But it also taps into something deeper, a yearning for self-improvement, for becoming the best versions of ourselves.
And that's something we can all relate to, whether or not we believe in Smith's magical vibe.
Okay, so let's take a look at the testimonial Smith uses to back up his claims.
Yeah.
We've got Michael, a millionaire software engineer.
Okay.
Alex, who describes this shift in how women respond to him. And Devin, a college student who says he went from striking out to getting 2 numbers in one day.
Yeah, it's classic, you know?
Yeah.
But it's effective for a reason.
Yeah.
These testimonials hit those key demographics.
Right.
The successful guy who's still awkward, the average guy looking for a boost, the young guy wanting to get ahead.
Yeah.
It creates this sense of, hey, if it worked for them, it can work for me.
And they're so specific. Like, Michael's not just any millionaire.
Right.
He's a software engineer. Alex doesn't just say he's doing better. He describes this feeling of women responding differently.
It adds to the believability.
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely. It's not just, this program is great.
Yeah.
It's, here's my specific situation, and here's how this program specifically helped me.
Right.
It creates a stronger emotional connection.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk pricing. Smith mentions he charges his ultra-wealthy clients a fortune, like $25,000 for a weekend,
Yeah.
$150,000 for a year of coaching,
Yeah.
even $1 million for this custom lifestyle curation. Is he just bragging?
It's called anchoring.
Anchoring.
Yeah. By throwing out those high numbers,
Okay.
he's setting a benchmark for the perceived value of his expertise. Then when he reveals the price of this program, a one-time payment of $97,
Right.
it feels like a steal.
It does. He even throws in 2 bonus videos, how to psych yourself up and Mr. Right.
Oh, nice.
It's classic bundling,
Yeah.
making the offer seem even more irresistible.
It plays into that fear of missing out.
Yeah.
You're not just getting the program, you're
Oh.
getting these exclusive bonuses
Yeah.
that are only available for a limited time.
Right.
Creates that urgency to buy now.
All right, so we've analyzed this sales page from top to bottom. It's clear that Brent Smith knows his marketing psychology. But what's the takeaway for our listeners?
I think the key takeaway is this. Just be aware of the techniques that are being used to influence your decisions.
Yeah.
Whether it's dating advice, a new gadget, or anything else. Marketers use these psychological triggers to make us buy.
It's not about saying all marketing is bad.
Right.
It's about being an informed consumer.
Exactly.
Recognize the tactics, understand why they're effective, and then make a conscious decision based on your own needs and values.
And here's something else to consider. Even if you're skeptical of this whole vibe concept, there's something to be said for the underlying message. The emphasis on authenticity, on confidence, on connecting with people on a genuine level. Those are valuable qualities,
For sure.
regardless of whether you learn them from a program or cultivate them on your own.
So what do you think? Is Vibe the real deal? Or is this just clever marketing? Does the idea of cultivating this irresistible energy resonate with you? We'd love to hear your thoughts.
And here's a final thought to ponder. What if, instead of seeking external validation, trying to attract people based on some formula we focused on becoming the most interesting, genuine versions of ourselves, would that change the way we approach dating relationships and even just how we navigate the world?
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep those minds curious.